A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold and controversial move, Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich announced the commencement of work on a long-delayed settlement project in the occupied West Bank, a decision that his office claims will effectively bury the prospect of a Palestinian state. This announcement has ignited fierce condemnation from the Palestinian government, international allies, and various campaign groups, all of whom argue that such actions are illegal and threaten to dismantle existing peace plans for the region. The settlement plans involve the construction of 3,400 homes in a particularly contentious area known as E1, situated east of Jerusalem. This region has been the focus of Israeli ambitions for decades, but has faced international opposition that has kept the plans frozen. The United Nations has expressed grave concerns, warning that the construction of Israeli homes in this area could extinguish hopes for a viable two-state solution to the long-standing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The E1 area is strategically significant, acting as a buffer zone between East Jerusalem and the Israeli settlement of Ma'ale Adumim. Critics argue that building in this area would disrupt the contiguity of a future Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital. The international community has largely deemed Israeli settlements in the West Bank illegal under international law, further complicating the already fraught situation. At a pro-settlement event, Smotrich emphasized his commitment to expanding Israeli presence in the West Bank, stating, "Those who want to recognize a Palestinian state today will receive a response from us on the ground. Through concrete actions, houses, neighborhoods, roads, and Jewish families building their lives." He called upon Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to apply Israeli sovereignty over Judea and Samaria, the biblical term for the West Bank, and to abandon any notions of partitioning the territory. The announcement comes amidst a backdrop of several countries, including Britain and France, signaling intentions to recognize a Palestinian state later this year, a move they argue is necessary to preserve the two-state solution. In response, Smotrich's remarks suggest a hardline approach that could further escalate tensions in the region. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres spokesperson, Stefan Dujarric, warned that advancing the E1 settlement plans would sever the northern and southern parts of the West Bank and ultimately jeopardize the two-state solution. The Palestinian Foreign Ministry has called for genuine international intervention, urging the imposition of sanctions on Israel to compel it to halt these plans. The European Union's chief diplomat, Kaja Kallas, criticized the settlement proposal, stating it undermines the two-state solution and constitutes a breach of international law. Germany also expressed strong objections, urging the Israeli government to cease settlement construction, while Saudi Arabia condemned the plans in the strongest terms. Israeli NGO Peace Now, which monitors settlement activity, described the E1 plan as detrimental to both Israel's future and the prospect of achieving a peaceful resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. According to Peace Now, a technical committee under the Israeli Defense Ministry is set to hold a final approval hearing for the E1 plans next Wednesday, after which infrastructure work could begin within months, with housing construction potentially starting within a year. The West Bank is currently home to approximately 3 million Palestinians and around 500,000 Israeli settlers, making the situation increasingly complex and fraught with tension. As the international community watches closely, the implications of Smotrich's announcement could have far-reaching consequences for peace efforts in the region. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.